Hey everyone, welcome to Conversations with the Collective. I'm Stephanie Bulcock.
And Jennifer Weaver.
From the Collective at Compass in Kansas City.
Welcome.
We're super excited to be talking to you guys today. The spring market has sprung and we've got some fun topics that we wanted to just talk to you guys about. All things real estate, all things Kansas City.
I mean, I think we should probably start out, is the market crashing?
No. Oh my gosh. Y'all,
I don't know.
If we had $1 for every time someone was saying, is the market going to crash? Or I'm going to wait for the market to crash.
Yes.
We would be legit loaded.
Yes, it's so true.
But hate to tell you, the
We're
market's
here to
not
tell you
going to crash.
It's not. And there's some main reasons why.
Yeah,
You wanna talk a little bit about that?
Let's go into it.
Let's talk about, first of all, mortgages. We're not in the same boat as 2008 when lending was very lean and easy. It's not that way anymore. It's much stricter. The guidelines are stricter. So we're not going to see the influx of for sale by owner homes at all. Foreclosures, but not at all.
Yeah, I think that like when we take a look at the actual real data, credit quality has increased significantly.
Totally. Yep.
And so while we've seen this, uptick in, mortgage interest rates, that's all really related to kind of curb inflation.
Yes.
So, people that are just kind of like sitting on the sidelines saying that, the market's going to crash, prices are going to come down. Certain markets are normalizing a little bit on the national scale, and people are hearing things on the national news that are kind of scaring them. But here in Kansas City, we are like steady. Moderate growth.
Yep.
And so, when we're talking through like what that looks like here, like we're not seeing it.
We're not. I mean, the biggest thing that we're seeing is that there still is a low supply of homes.
For sure.
Definitely could use more supply for sure.
And talking about supply, we have, a lot of demand, right?
Right.
We have a large pool of buyers that are in their prime home buying years that are actually out on the hunt looking for a home. It's a supply and demand, guys. It's all like Econ 101 here.
Yeah.
So if we need we need an increase of supply in order to meet the demand. And we just generally speaking have been super light on the supply of homes.
Yeah.
And that is keeping home prices up. And that is, like shorter days on market. Like we've seen a little bit of a balance in the market, but it's nothing crazy.
No, I mean, it's definitely still been extremely busy for the buyers as well. And how about talking a little bit about the amount of trend of showings? I mean, the showings have really ticked up too, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
I think they said the beginning of the year was one of the busiest they've seen since May. So.
And I believe it, right? Like we feel it.
Yeah.
So it's hard, so spring market is here and then now we start seeing data come out from a couple months ago and we're like, we literally could have written this article for y'all back in January because we've been living it.
Yeah.
The number of showings, the number of buyers out there.
Right out of the new year.
Yeah. And so that largest jump in showings for, any like kind of new year on record, like it is, that's the reality. But yet at the same time, we were also getting these like kind of weird news stories on the national scale that was kind of a little alarmisty. So our buyers have been kind of coming in saying like, what's going on? Like, do we wait? Do we go? Sellers are the same way. They've been kind of sitting on the sidelines like, do we wait? Do we go?
Well, and I think that's another big piece of why we're not going to crash, because the equity amount that are in homes is incredible right now.
Yeah,
so.
Like the owner equity, like everyone's sitting on a little equity gold mine right now.
Yeah.
And that's been the coolest piece about all of this is that, when someone does decide to make a move, whether they're like looking to like buy, sell, or invest, tapping into that equity that you currently have in your home is that, great way to get a huge jump start.
Yeah. Have a great down payment.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we aren't in 2008. We are having, some interesting things go on the news with, banks and lending standards and things like that. But guys, here in Kansas City, the market is like super duper healthy. It's not going to crash. We have also been seeing that great jump in showings.
Yeah.
And it's still continuing, right?
Yeah. Well, now we're in true spring market. So we were already seeing it at the beginning of the new year.
We were.
Now we're seeing even a bigger influx with the start of spring.
And that's just the natural spring market, right? So end of February, early March is kind of when we start to see people like get their homes started to, prep for sale.
Yeah.
So we're working with a lot of different buyers and sellers who are getting ready to come on for the spring market. I project that we're going to have just as healthy of a spring market on, the number of buyers that we have going out and looking at homes. I think the challenge is going to be the number of homes on the market is going to be.
It is absolutely that way. And it's so
less.
competitive. I mean, it really, really
So
is.
let's talk about that. Let's unpack that one a little bit. So we've got the same number of buyers going for fewer homes. So, at the end of the day, what that really means for us is that, we are still seeing, when it's priced well, dressed to sell, we're seeing a lot of multiple offer situations.
Absolutely. Yesterday, there was a house that came on the market Sunday, and it sold for $75,000 over.
That's insane.
Yeah, it was crazy.
But not to scare you, because we've been able to also get some really great deals where we've been able to come in under asking as well.
We have.
So
and even get some closing costs and things like that thrown in.
It's all about the tools in the toolkit. So, don't hear, the 75,000, over offers are happening, but it's
not everywhere, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a big piece of this whole supply and demand challenge is fueled by not having enough new homes on the market.
Yeah.
So, when interest rates went up, our local home builders kind of got a little nervous.
Right. Rates were going higher for them too.
Rates are absolutely going higher. So, the cost to build a home is still going up. Their interest carry is going up. And to be quite frank, the risk that they're experiencing to build a home has been going up. And, at the end of last year when all of this was happening, some of them just said, hey, I'm going to wait for a sec and slow down my number of starts.
Right.
For new homes. And we felt that here very hard locally in Kansas City.
Yeah. Because that causes us a little bit of a bottleneck because we need those new homes to be able to help with the supply for sure.
It's this cycle, right? We have to have new homes being built in order to have those homes for the people to move up into. What, people want to see one start for every 2 new jobs. That's kind of a good national statistic for build job starts. Yep. What we're at here in Kansas City is we're only getting 1 new construction start for every 4 new jobs. So we need to double down, gentlemen. Right. But I do think that we are going to start seeing, they all kind of sit back, watch, and, then react because they're taking on a huge risk. So there are a couple awesome things that we're seeing in the new build market that is, that we want to just keep an eye on. We are looking at the builder sentiment. The builder sentiment has improved for the 3rd straight month, which is awesome. And what that means to us is that the great builders are feeling a little bit more confident. They're starting to see more showings. They're starting to see more of their inventory move. Yeah. Where they were kind of getting a little nervous at the end of last year when interest rates were, kind of up at a higher level than what everyone was comfortable with. We're now starting to see these buyers come back and enter the market.
Yeah, which is great to see.
So,
good stuff.
Let's start building some more houses, guys.
Exactly.
Yep. And let's see this, the builder sentiment continue, to go because we got to get those starts. So as we're selling those new homes, we actually have to keep starting new ones to keep up with that demand. And we're so lucky here in Kansas City. We have a really healthy real estate market.
Right. Exactly. And there's a lot of good choices.
A lot of great choices. We don't have enough inventory to meet the need is at the end of the day, what we're seeing. So, okay.
True.
Do you want to take a break on a little bit of a lighthearted kind of fun game?
I love games.
I know.
Games are my thing.
Okay, guys. So, realtors, we have these code words and it's not on purpose. It's just we have our own lingo. You can talk to different, generations and they all have different slang. Well, in real estate,
we've got it too.
We do too.
Yep.
And so we wanted to kind of, pull back the covers and let you know
what we're talking about.
Yeah. All right. So we're each going to toss out a name or a code word or something that we say all the time in real estate.
Or we see it being said.
Yeah.
Or we see it on.
And we're going to let you know what this means in real life. Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
How about open concept? Hear that all the time.
Yeah. Open concepts means, lack of walls, right?
Yeah, meaning your bed might be in the kitchen.
The funny thing is for a while, everyone wanted open concept and they wanted this open and airy, but then now everyone's like, dang, I need a little bit more
need some
wall.
Separation.
Yeah.
So we're still seeing it a lot. Or you walk into a place that says open concept and you're like, this isn't open.
Yeah. Okay, Jen, how about cozy?
cozy means it's probably going to be small.
Little
I'm thinking
tiny.
It's going to be a little tiny. When it's a little cozy, that means they're trying to tell you it's small.
Yeah, yeah. Another one of our absolute favorites is we call something a cream puff, and we're not talking about pastries.
Yes, that means it's cute.
Yes.
It's going to be really, it's going to be nailed. It's going to be the one you're going to want. It's
So-
going to have everything in it, and it's going to be updated, and it's going to be perfect.
It's so like in like a sentence, like I've got this new listing going live. It's a total cream puff, and she
Yeah.
knows that she has a buyer
Yep.
that
I'm
she's
like,
gonna
"Ooh,
want
cream
it.
puff.
Cream puff. I want that.
I'm running for that.
Yes.
Yep,
Oh.
for sure. What about when someone says natural landscaping?
That means that you're gonna be dealing with a jungle, right? Like it's a jungle out there.
Natural is never good when you say that outside.
Natural, it means that it's gonna be, it's gonna not be tightened up. It's not gonna be tidy. You're gonna probably need to take out those gardening
Yep,
shears
yep.
and tighten up
Start,
those
bring the mower.
a little bit.
Maybe.
Yep.
Very true.
Yeah. How about sweat equity?
Oh,
Or bring your design ideas.
that is going to need a lot of work. That could be a full remodel at that point.
I know.
It could be a tear down at that point.
Yeah.
Tear down or full remodel. It's going to need some work.
A time capsule.
Time capsule. For sure.
Absolutely.
What about motivated seller?
Ah, they're desperate. They're desperate. And guess what, y'all? We can come in and negotiate some pretty cool, fun terms for you on that.
Yeah.
Motivated seller. You know, they want an offer, they need
Yep.
it gone, and
Something's up. They're in a rush. You never know.
or like they just haven't had the movement that they wanted, potentially because they weren't, you know, priced right, staged to sell. Like, you know how it goes.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's a good one. What about hidden gem? Love that one. Yeah, that could be. That's a good point.
I mean,
Hidden gem is
sometimes.
always
Okay,
like,
it could be
okay,
it's
it could
loaded.
go either way. It could go either way. It could be a shit box, or it could be really, really cute and beautiful,
That's
and
funny.
small and cozy.
Yeah, a hidden gem could literally be like this great little thing, or it could be a shirt box.
Yeah.
One of the two.
Yeah, it's so true.
Yeah.
What about good bones?
So it means that it could be ready to fall down.
Right?
It could also mean that, you know, it actually does have good bones, good foundation, but they
the
say
rest is like needs to be remodeled.
the time warp, right?
Yep.
You're going to be going into like OG, you know, it's going to be original potentially.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. What about, while we're talking about original, what about DAF, Jen?
Okay, that is your favorite word.
I know.
Dated as
Fuck. Dated as fuck. So sometimes you walk into a house and you can't help yourself.
Yep.
And you just say,
I think you made up that acronym. I really do. I think it's great.
I don't know if I made it up, but I use it all the time, and I do know hear other people saying it. But sometimes there is
You
something
walk
that's
in and you're like,
this is
"Whoa."
DAF, and they
Yeah.
just know exactly like
It's going to
what
take
it
some
is.
money to get it back
So
to normal. Yeah, that's a good one.
That is kind of one of my favorites. How about unique or artistic?
That is going to be different. It's going to be, it could be very modern or very eclectic. It's going to be different, bottom line. When you use unique or artistic, there's going to be some wacky things in there.
Yeah. Yeah. How about stunning?
That usually means normal.
Totally normal. Stunning home. Yeah, it's
normal. Yeah, it won't be there. What
Yeah.
about when it says attention investors?
yeah. I mean, like, you know that is going to be a project. Attention investors.
First clue.
Yeah. And then, you know, it's like they shouldn't even say that, because when they say attention investors, you're already like clipping money off the top because you know an investor wants a deal.
Right. What about when you see desirable neighborhood?
Usually means desirable neighborhood.
Right. So they're usually
mean-
saying that, but maybe
Good schools.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the things that you're not allowed to really say, but like, you know, highly desirable neighborhoods,
yep. Sometimes
know.
could mean the house might not be.
coveted neighborhood,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's
Coveted
kind of,
neighborhood.
that can be
Yeah.
a loaded
Yeah.
question.
It could be just a little bit.
Yeah.
Very true.
Up and coming neighborhoods.
That means you might be in the hood.
Might be a little sketch.
Yep. That's true.
Okay,
That's true.
another one of our favorites is, sometimes agents put in their description, hurry, this won't last. Guess what, y'all? It's going to last.
Yes.
Like the ones where they say, hurry, this won't last, those are the ones where the agents...
superstitious. That makes me nervous.
I think that those are the ones where they're trying to say it, and then you see it, and
then
it's
you're
still
like,
in the
wait
market.
a second. Yeah.
You look at the list date, and you're like, hurry, this one won't last. We're on the market for a second.
Good ones. Well, that's good stuff.
I love
Hopefully
it.
this helped out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you hear us say it, now you might, better understand, what it means to read between the lines on that.
Absolutely. Good stuff.
Yep. All right. So next, we wanted to talk to you guys about Johnson County tax appraisals. Everyone's getting a little heartburn lately.
Yep.
They got their tax assessments on their home. Yep. You open it up and you say, whoa, my tax appraised value on my house is like
really
through the roof.
Yeah.
And probably going to be unpopular opinion, but guess what, y'all? Your house appraised beautifully over the past couple years.
That's the good news, is that the market has been super, super strong, that the house has gone up in price.
And the interesting thing is, you can probably sell your home for like
that or more.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Tax appraised value does not equal market value. So that is one of those big like things that we want to make sure you understand. That if you are like looking at that tax appraised value, thinking it is the market value, sometimes it can be high. Like, and that's why they have the appeals process. Yeah. They're taking a look at solds in the area, bringing that together and taking a look. But you guys, like, Johnson County, Kansas, your homes have appreciated beautifully. Mm-hmm. So most clients that we're talking to that come back to us and say, we want to appeal this, we'll help you. Yep. We'll run the comps. We'll give you that data. There's two different ways that you can do it. You can get your appeal submitted to the county by the end of March. So there's, still like a couple days to get that done. Or there's a secondary one where you can kind of like pay with protest.
Yep. And that's in the fall or late summer, fall.
The hard thing though is that your houses have appreciated. Yeah. You're all sitting on this little gold mine of equity. So,
and ultimately, I mean, if we can certainly run all the comparables for the neighborhood to be able to share how great it is, really. So hard to see, but
I know.
Also very, very good.
And what we're finding out is when people do fight it, like year one, you might be able to get it down, but then year two, they get you back for year one plus year two. It
really is.
We feel like, a lot of times it's kind of one of those buck up, buttercup moments. But as hard as it is, your home is worth way more than what it was, this time last year, the year before. We've had a really great run on appreciation here locally. Yep. So if you do need help, we're here to help you. But we're also here to be that voice of reason of, you might not get it. All right. So KC real estate market, we talked a little bit about what we're seeing, but what do you think, like, let's talk a little bit more. What do you think that we're going to see this spring?
It's going to be busy. There are a lot of people getting ready to list their homes, and there are buyers that are excited about the change in rates a bit. And even with rates at the beginning of the new year, they've been out there busy and they're ready to buy. So I think it's going to be busy.
I think everyone has also kind of been sitting on the sidelines, kind of listening to some of the, market researchers and, some of the really bright economists that have been kind of trying to forecast like what's going to happen with mortgage interest rates. Cool thing is if you need to buy a home now, just go ahead and buy it. Yep. We think that in the next 6, 12, 18 months that, might be a different interest rate situation. You just need to wrap your arms around that you might be refiing.
Yeah.
Sooner than later.
Be a year, could be 2, but you definitely could do that as well. So no, I think it's busy, it's steady, it's exciting, and
there's so much good stuff going on in Kansas City right now. I feel like KC has gotten so much great attention. From the Zillow top list, Chiefs winning the Super Bowl,
getting ready for the draft.
Yeah, we've got just so many different exciting new developments, new builds, new I feel like the infrastructure that people are putting into place, to bring some additional, commercial amenities.
Great companies are coming to town.
Yes.
Great moves.
Yep. So because there's a lot more people coming into Kansas City, we have a lot of our clients that are starting to talk about side hustles in real estate. And so we thought it would also be good for us to talk to you guys about how we're helping people with their real estate side hustles, because KC is becoming like this really great like Midwestern destination.
Yeah,
and we
definitely
love seeing it. We love having people come to the city that we love.
Yeah, and we've talked before about house hacking, but that is definitely an incredible side hustle. I
You
mean,
guys.
it is working beautifully.
All right, so house hacking, where you are getting a mortgage, but you're having, you know, someone else, whether it's, you know, a long-term tenant, a short-term tenant, something where you are able to like, you know, have somebody help pay your mortgage.
Yeah.
This weekend, we were at one of my clients' spots. He has a ranch home. Upstairs, he and his kids live in there. That's their home. The lower level, he turned this thing into like a gamer's paradise.
Whoa.
I showed Jen these videos. It was like intense, insane.
Yeah.
I mean, we're talking like he had this idea and executed on it flawlessly. And we'll probably link to his Airbnb so you guys can see it. But you can go in and rent this place, and it is like legit. They've got like 4 gamer stations, but then they've got all these TVs. Like, it is like the ultimate place.
But what a great vision. I mean, and there is that demand out there. I mean,
the crazy thing is they are renting this like amazingly. Another one of our clients has a short-term rental like right off of like right outside of Westport and West Plaza. They, since, you know, year to date in bookings, they've already made $20,000 in bookings alone. And
we're
you know,
only 3 months in.
I think, like, I project that they're going to tighten up on short-term rentals. You know, now we've got licensing requirements and things like that. We got to be cognizant of places with HOA, short-term rentals. Like, we can absolutely help you with that. But like, you know, the getting's good, friends. Like,
exactly.
We have been like, we love looking for investment properties, and it has been so fun to be able to help some of our clients look for house hacking opportunities, whether it's short-term rentals, whether it's a long-term rental, or like if you buy a full duplex and you're gonna live on one side and have somebody else pay your mortgage. We've talked to y'all about that.
And we still are helping people with flips as well. So another great business.
Yeah. So if you're thinking about getting into like real estate as a side hustle, reach out to your favorite member of the collective. We are super excited to talk to you about what that can look like, how we can help, and even, you know, setting you up with all of our favorite contractors to get it done. Yeah. Amazing. Well, thanks guys for joining us today on Conversations with the Collective. Let us know what you think.
And we look forward to seeing you soon.
Thanks.